For our podcast disclaimer, please visit the episode description. Thanks so much for coming back to What the Heck is Happening in HR. And today we're going to speak about delegation and why delegate. You know, Kelly, I've gotten to the point in my career because I do it right. Why do I want to turn anything over to anybody else? So let's talk about that. If you're always going to do the job and never let anyone else in, you will always be in that job. And you will be seen as someone stopping anyone else from learning that job. And that's not usually a good thing. So let me give you the why you should delegate first. Then I'll give you some tips as to how to do that, which even those who don't like to delegate can do. So first of all, it's a sign of trust. It lets your team members know that you trust them, that you value them, that they have some input, that they can handle it. And so if you're going to be away on vacation or out for a period of time, the fact that you are going to entrust them is a really good thing. It helps them in cross-training. It helps them understand what's happening, whether you're their peer or you're their boss. It helps them understand the why. You may be out, and so there's a staff meeting, and it's with the other heads of the department. And you've taken an entrusted person and said, would you feel comfortable going to the staff meeting for me? Now, there may be things that they wish to speak about with me and perhaps not with you. So they may ask you to leave at some point. But if not, I think it'd be a great experience for people to see you in that role. Doesn't mean you're grooming them for that role, but it does show, gosh, there's a lot happening. It lets that person know, wow, we have an input into it. So being able to improve those skills is really key. It also helps with efficiency. If you can't review a report, turn it over to somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. You become a bottleneck if you're the only person doing something and the only one who can get it done right. You want to be sure that you are handling the crucial task. So offloading some of those things that you don't need to do would be really wonderful, because then you can focus your 80% of your time on those most important items. It also helps the organization use resources efficiently. If you're cranking up overtime, it's not efficient for the organization, all because you don't want to delegate or you don't want to share your workload. And by the way, you're getting burned out, because at some point you're going to say, gosh, I've just been doing this for so long, I'm so tired of it. Well, yeah, because you won't give it up. You won't share it. You won't allow other things to happen with it. So all of those are benefits. Now, let's talk about how to do it. Start with something small. Hey, can you look at this report? Hey, can you go to that meeting for me? Hey, can you help me go through this? Can you compare this and this with me? Hey, you really are great in pivot tables. Will you help me do this? So start small. Tell them what success looks like. You know, I need to have this to my manager by Tuesday morning, but if you could review it on Monday, I'd really appreciate it. Do you have the time for it? So be able to establish what we call a service contract with them and be able to say, will that work for you? Let them know that if something comes up on Monday that they won't, and if they won't have time to review yours, that they come back to you. You also want to delegate based on the skill. So don't give something to somebody who doesn't have that skill. Give it to them so that they can actually succeed in doing it. Give them clear instructions. Don't assume. Let them know. And don't text it. Say, I'll text you as to how you do this. Text is not communication, it's information. And We want to be sure instructions are clear. And how we know instructions are clear is when somebody actually says, oh, I understand that, or I have a question about that, when you know that that's happened. Yes, it takes a little bit longer than doing it yourself, but it's an investment in them and it's an investment in yourself because now you're going to be able to take that time to be able to do something else. Encourage the feedback. Say, was it clear when I gave you the instructions like that? And if they go, well, yeah, but I didn't realize you had frozen this one column, so didn't realize that at first. And you go, okay, great. That's good information for me to know. And then give the why. Why are we doing this task? That's more important than ever. The newest people into our workforce really want to know the why. Where our traditionalists, those who have been in the workforce for some time, are like, oh, I was told to do it, so I'm going to do it. So it is a real swing of the pendulum, and you need to explain the why around the task. But I don't know why you wouldn't listen to what the heck is happening to HR, because it's happening every Monday when we drop new podcasts. We look forward to sharing our information with you next Monday.